So, if you, like me, have been playing D&D with the same circle of friends for a long time, inevitably you would accrue a number of in-jokes and memes. You know, when an extremely unusual moment happens in a session one day, and it becomes what you associate with that session, especially if you can reference that moment in 4 words or less. Naturally, the D&D group I run in has several. In fact, the very first upload on this channel is one of my favorite in-jokes, the cat flood. Today, I'm gonna tell you another one of the biggest memes that ever came from our inner circle. Seemingly more benign than the great cat flood of Craggadon, but one that, if you know what it's referencing, will send shivers down even the most hardened D&D player's spine. I present for your viewing pleasure, Happy Tuesday. It all began in the country of Normathus, in the world of Golarion, the Pathfinder world. In this country, there is a decentralized group of people fighting for the nation's freedom and defense, known as the Normathus Irregulars. Led by the skilled hunter Shawnee, their goal is to protect the civilians of their country and rid it of the oppressive Multhuni Empire that still has partial control over parts of their nation. It had been many months since the defeat of the last threat to Normathus, a bard who used dark powers in an attempted coup against the capital. But today, they receive a new, unusual report. A cult had sprung up suddenly, and it was traveling from town to town, demanding tribute and gold, and threatening horrific retaliation if they don't comply. Something had to be done, so Shawnee handed the mission to 2 of the Irregulars' most skilled members, the mute human witch Amatrine, and the new recruit, Felix, the catfolk alchemist rogue. The 2 made a trip to the village the cult was last spotted in, and not far from town they discovered the cult in question had set up camp, with large walls surrounding it on all sides. Okay, nobody said this was gonna be easy. No, don't be alarmed. We mean you no harm. All are welcome here in his glorious judgment. What business do you bring to us? So, yeah, he just let the 2 of them in. He explains that he and his people were lost before their new priest came along and gave them purpose, and that they repay him by taking money from nearby villages. While he's explaining that, Felix was examining the firearm the cultists had on him. It was glowing with arcane energy, particularly fire-based. He kept a note of that, cause Felix blowing up was just one of those things that kept happening to him. They were led to the main tent of the camp, large and foreboding. The subordinate gestured the pair in, which they reluctantly entered. Sitting inside, with ominous effects surrounding him, was the head priest of the cult. Oh hey, it's you guys! Long time no see. Do you like my new cult? It was Orpik, the PC barbarian from the last campaign. To recap, if you haven't watched my previous D&D videos, which you should, Orpik is the murder hobo from Hell. Important to today's story, he is the zealot of the Pathfinder god Gorham, except the version of Gorham in his head is so wildly different than the canonical god that it's basically canon that the thing he's worshipping does not exist. Not to mention that Orpik exhibits traits that Gorham does not want in his followers, like no sense of honor and other things that don't make an honorable warrior. So yeah, Felix and Amatrine were a little shocked that he now had a racketeering murder cult, but not by that much, let's be honest. Praise murder, and welcome to Gorham's place of worship. I see that you've met Eduardo, my trusty secretary. Good work finding my friends again, Eduardo. It's a pleasure, sir. I shall give you the space needed to catch up. Long time no see to you too. Have you come to finally accept Gorham into your heart? Orpik, I suppose it was naive of me to assume you would change your ways after the Bard incident. Yeah, Cole went off to Chaos College after we split off, so I had to start a following from scratch. Fortunately, these guys just found me one day and begged to be a part of the Church of Gorham. I guess you were always one logical leap away from declaring that it's okay to racketeer money from villages as long as Gorham ordains it. Exactly. Wait, what did you say that my cult was doing? Taking money from passing villages, threatening to kill them if they don't comply. My followers are taking money from the villages? Sweet! I could use that money to get a new owlbear hat. The old hat's flesh rotted away and it stopped smelling like a rotten corpse. Wait. So you had no idea that your guys was doing this while they started their racket? Basically, yeah. And you said they showed up out of nowhere, seeking you to be a part of your cult? Look, who am I to turn down a devout believer? I don't. While this was happening, Ametrine was keeping lookout for activity outside the tent. All of the Gorham followers, directed by Eduardo, were lining up and marching towards the tent, all armed with crossbows. She brought this to the pair's attention. Orpik, we think they're coming over to execute us. Oh, don't worry about that. It's just Tuesday. What? Tuesday, the holy day of Gorham. On this day, every follower of Gorham is permitted to slaughter anyone they choose without receiving consequences from their leaders. It's a sacred day, Felix. Please respect the traditions of Gorham. Okay, first of all, no. Second of all, no. Third of all, even if they're doing what you say they're doing, no! This whole situation is too suspicious. They're hostile thugs about to kill us. Okay, you're just being silly now. It's clear as they are friendly thugs about to kill us. I don't want to be killed either way! Ugh. Fine, I'll call them off. You have no respect for the sanctity of Gorham. So Orpik went out to meet his flock, with all of them lined up like a firing squad. Hi, it's me, Head Priest Orpik. How's it going? Praise. So, I know it's Tuesday, holiest of days, and I know you're all eager to please our Lord, but, I need you guys to lay off the cat and the witch, okay? I kind of owe them one, because if it wasn't for their help, I wouldn't be alive today to spread Gorham's blessings. They saved me from a curse from an evil bard. It was a whole thing. I know. You want to show Gorham your love, but wanting violence isn't the only way to show Gorham your love. And he proceeds to twerk in front of what he thinks is his congregation. Anyone watch Drawfee? You know Julia? Orpik's player is the Julia of our group. She is our Julia, and she told me she's very flattered that I'm gonna tell you guys that. Anyways, Orpik enters back in. Only for the arrows to stop flying then. This is getting out of control! Oh, stop worrying. Things are going exactly as expected for the Church of Gorham. You're insane! I'm not. You wouldn't know what reality is if you murdered it with your own two hands. I did so. Wait here. Wait, grab your scythe. You're gonna need it. Oh, to pole dance with. Good thinking there, kitty cat. Play out the back. Guys, I know you want to murder the wimps, and I know it's strange that they don't want to be murdered for the glory of Gorham, but I'm afraid I can't budge on this one. Do you want me to appease you? I can appease you if you want. Wait, where'd they go? So yeah, to anyone whose brain wasn't drugged up on Gorham, what was happening here was clear. These people weren't cultists, they were conmen, and they wanted Orpik as a figurehead. They let Orpik do whatever he wants because he's too intimidating for anyone to stop him, and in case the authorities came down upon them, he would take the fall. But when representatives of the irregulars came in and had connections with their leader, they had all outlived their usefulness. Felix and Ametrine snuck out through the back to flank the assaulters, and a big skirmish broke out. The cultists attacked the irregulars and their own leader, while Eduardo snuck out through the back. Yeah! Happy Tuesday! Happy Tuesday! Felix and Ametrine were bending themselves decently, with Ametrine's debilitating magic and Felix's bombs, which he remembered to throw away from him this time. Character growth. But Orpik, on the other hand, was just going wild against his former worshippers. No one involved, Orpik especially, were taking these thugs out cleanly. Blood rained upon the camp. Guts seethed the ground. Orpik was in his element. Truly, Gorham was pleased on that day. Or at least it would be, if he was even remotely how Orpik imagines him being like. In the carnage, Felix notices that Eduardo is nowhere to be seen, and goes into pursuit so he doesn't get away. He must be trying to nab the loot and run. He finds him trying to climb over the fence, so he takes out his kukri and... Happy Tuesday! By the way, Anyway, now's as good a time as any to start a Felix blowing up counter. At this point, it would be, let's see, there was one with the bar fight, one I didn't do a video on yet. There's another with the orc battle, one I did do a video on so far. Yeah, we're at 3 now. Start the counter at 3. The explosion got Amatrine's attention. She rushed over there with a healing potion in time to save Felix. Felix survives multiple explosions like this. He's fine. It's a good thing I have other business ventures to fall back upon. Hey, you're mute and not deaf, right? I have 2 things to make clear before I leave. 1, my name's not Eduardo. And 2, hail San Kuthan. And with that, Eduardo made his escape. Fortunately, they found that he didn't take most of the gold. He didn't have time with the quick getaway he was making. Oh man, that was glorious! Best Tuesday of my life. Shame I'm out of followers, though. Oh well, time for me to get some more. Oh no, you don't. We're returning this money, then we're going to Shawnee to figure out just what the hell we're gonna do with you. What? Wait a minute, that's my gold! No, it's not. Your goons stole it from the Narmathas people. Yes, but they stole it and gave it to me. It doesn't matter how you received that money, it's still stolen. Okay, but it was given to me, and therefore, even though it didn't belong to them initially, at the end of the day, the trio escaped with their lives, surviving the wildest and bloody day they've ever seen. A Tuesday. After a lot of conferring with Orpik, they managed to return the money that was stolen, and they marched on, with Orpik in tow, back to their home base. Whatever can be said about this day, at the very least, the bloodshed was finally over. Guys, we're back! So, you're not gonna believe this. So, who remembers Orpik from... Oh boy, it's a 2-course meal today! Orpik, wait, no, those were my friends!